Tongkat Ali. Is it a bunch of BS? Add that to the list of supplement names I've butchered. Welcome back to part 10 of our supplement education series, where we look at supplements and supplement ingredients, some of the claims out there about them, and we see what the research literature has to say about it. Help support already healthy testosterone levels, support men's general health, support the maintenance of already healthy energy levels. Boost libido, promote hormone balance, improve sexual health. The claims are based around testosterone, so a good place to start is this little review about test boosters. There's hardly any research in healthy individuals and none in actual trained individuals, but we'll look at what we got. This study took 63 people, about half and half men and women, and gave them either 200 milligrams a day of Tongkat Ali or a placebo. This article tells us nothing about the participants other than that they were moderately stressed, so we don't know their age, we don't know their health status, anything like that, but we're presuming that they're healthy. But there's not much literature, so we're working with what we got. The study lasted 4 weeks. They had a couple pre-post measures, including some self-report questionnaires, as well as saliva samples for testosterone and cortisol. And they saw some mixed results for those self-report measures, but interestingly, there were significant decreases in cortisol and increases in testosterone in the Tongkat Ali group, which we should be able to interpret from this graph, but just want to point this out. How are you supposed to read this graph? I presume it's left to right, but those are literally the same. So they're either showing that there was a massive increase in cortisol in the placebo group, which wouldn't make sense, or the Tongkat Ali group was way higher before the study started, but there's not a lot of information here, so we're just left to guess. So unfortunately, we have to interpret this as poor evidence of anything, especially since we don't even know if these were healthy people in the first place, besides that they were stressed. Moving on to a 12-week study, placebo-controlled, so either they got Tongkat Ali or placebo again. This is in middle-aged men, aged 30 to 55, who are married, and they accepted people that did have health conditions, so this is not necessarily a healthy population. I always forget to mention dosing. This was 75 milligrams a day of this freeze-dried extract, supposed to be equivalent to 300 milligrams of a standard herbal extract. Notably, they saw no differences in any of those hormonal values, but for individuals with poor function, which I will let you read this graph so I don't get kicked off of TikTok, it brought some of those values back up to a normal baseline. Here they have actually healthy young males in their 20s, but of course I couldn't get the full text, so we're stuck with the abstract. Another placebo-controlled study, either 600 milligrams a day or a placebo for 2 weeks, which isn't a very long time, but I didn't design the study. The Tongkat Ali group did have significant improvements in their testosterone levels, but we don't have full text, so we don't know how much it actually improved. And finally, a couple studies referenced this little pilot study that was presented at a conference, but that's it. It's not really published in a journal. It's just this little abstract, so we don't have a lot of info. But basically, they had 7 guys on a placebo, 7 guys on Tongkat Ali, and they lifted for 5 weeks. The groups were tiny and started off with drastically different body composition and different strength levels, so we can't really take anything away from this anyways. So is it BS? Maybe not if you're unhealthy and have problems in the first place. And if you're already healthy, there's very minimal evidence, so I would be skeptical.